Good to see you, mate. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. I wanted to talk to you about the competition in your position in this England camp. It's something we've talked to you about before, but it feels to me you offer something a bit different to the rest of the wingers you're competing with maybe in this England squad. Sell yourself to me. How do you see it? What are your strengths? What have you got that they haven't, you think?
I don't want to sell myself too much in words. I'd rather do it by action. But I obviously offer a lot of things I think the other wingers do, and I don't want to make comparisons to me and them. I think we're all very different as players. I think we should focus on ourselves, our own strengths, and try and get better at our weaknesses, but I don't really want to compare myself to them.
No, I totally understand. What are your strengths then?
I would say pace, my intensity. I try and give everything every time I play. I try and be a standard bearer really for the intensity and really set the team off in presses and try and play aggressively. I feel like that's the style people like to watch. It's entertaining, and I feel like they're my main qualities.
We've followed you on this entire journey through the England senior team. I mean, you were regular under Gareth Southgate, under Lee Carsley, now under Thomas Tuchel. Does that make you think that your name is penciled in for the World Cup squad, or dare you not think like that?
No, I think the moment you start thinking like that, you've probably got a problem. At this level, you see the squads changing all the time. Players come in, players leave. I think you've almost got to be a bit paranoid that you're not going to get in because it pushes you even further, and you've always got to challenge yourself because the lads who you're competing with are always at the highest level because that's the level we're playing at. So I never think I'm nailed in, but obviously it's a massive goal for me and one that I'm pushing for.
Hi Anthony, you played in Thomas Tuchel's best performance as England manager, the 5-0 in Serbia. Does that make you feel that at the moment that left wing shirt is yours to lose?
No, again, I don't think so because one performance is not enough. I think I've probably been at 50% in an England shirt. To be honest, I'm nowhere near where I can get to, but I'm feeling more comfortable every time I play. So I'm looking forward to performing like that more often. Like I said, I probably should have been putting them performances in a little bit earlier, but I felt I played really well in Serbia, and I'm looking to kick on from there.
You say you've been at 50%. The manager said he's trying to increase the competition in the squad and make it feel a bit spicier before the World Cup. Are you feeling that yourself as a player? I
don't even think it's up to the manager to do that. I think it's up to us as players to push ourselves as individuals, and that ultimately challenges the next man in our position to do better again. And coincidentally, it's World Cup year and everyone seems to be flying.
Anthony, when players like Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden and Jack Grealish are left out of the squad, what message does that send to the group, or how do you sort of interpret that personally?
I don't think it's anything to do with them individually. I think they're all at different stages in the career. I think it's more about the team. I think we have to focus on the team. It's a team that's going to win tournaments, hopefully. So I think it's never going to be about individuals, and the moment we start making it about individuals is when we've got a problem.
And he's obviously kept the group very similar to the last camp, and he's talked about the team spirit in that group. I mean, did it feel like the start of something, particularly that Serbia game, because it was such an impressive performance?
Yeah, I think the last camp was probably the best I've been a part of, to be honest, in terms of just the vibe of the camp. Everyone seemed really happy, really content. On the pitch, like you said, we put in probably our best performance, and it seemed like everything just clicked on and off the pitch. So it doesn't surprise me that the same team as being called up again. But like I said before, we can't be complacent and think that that's just going to be fine from now on. We've got to better our levels again.
Henry.
Hi, Anthony. You're someone, whenever we listen to you, you're obviously someone who thinks a lot about your game. You read up a lot about it. Just sort of watching you, I mean, it's only on the telly in midweek. When you got your first penalty, the confidence seemed to flow through you a bit more. Are you a confidence player?
I said after the game, funny enough, that I don't really believe in confidence. I think confidence it's for the moment. Everyone can feel good and people can feel bad in different moments. And I think if you go off your feeling, you're never going to truly be consistently successful. I think you have to perform even when you're not feeling at your best. And obviously if you are feeling good and you've got momentum, you have to, take advantage and perform. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of confidence. I just try and do the right things all the time.
But when you go into a game, you've got your confidence level is the same. But it did look like, particularly after the first penalty, that there was like almost a weight off your shoulders. You were trying things more. You were taking on your fullback more.
Yeah, I would say I have a natural self-belief. I think that comes from maybe my background or where I'm from, it's very testing. So I think you have to have a lot of self-belief to be successful from that area. I think when you score a goal in a game, it does become a bit of a free hit. Especially if you score early, you're a lot more confident for the rest of the game, and I definitely felt like that.
So if I can just ask one on the back of that, just when you say from the area that you come from, you have to stand up for yourself.
Yeah, of course. Liverpool's well renowned for being a fighting city. It's very testing in many different ways, and I'm very thankful it is, because it gives me, like I said, that self-belief in myself, because people are always testing you and you have to really back yourself in all situations.
Hi, Anthony.
Hi.
How important is it for you to stay injury-free between now and next summer? And is it something that you think about, or just get on with and playing your game?
I think it's important. I wouldn't say it's something I think about, but it's definitely important. I think I've said before, the best ability is availability. There's no point being a good player if you can't play or you're not on the pitch all the time. So it's something I can't really control. I can give my very best to recover and be as fresh as possible for games, which I do. But yeah, not something I think about.
Hi, Anthony. In this world of kind of trends and short-termism and headlines that kind of run one week and they change the next week, it's quite easy for the kind of like the mainstream and the audience to forget about how good somebody was a month, 2 months, 6 months previous. Your debut, you blew the world away, and then after that point, you've had increasing matches of performances of great turnout. So how relieved were you when there was a recognition almost of that performance, of that team performance after the last match?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think that's football. I mean, it changes so fast. 1 minute you're good, 1 minute you're bad. Things move really quickly, and that's just the nature of the beast. I've got no problem with that. I think it's up to you to keep your levels and definitely improve them if you want people to think well of you and keep speaking positively about you and your performances. I think the same goes for us as a team. If we want the country to really back us going into tournaments, we need to, give them performances that they believe in.
And how close are you watching how Harry Kane's playing at present? One of your attacking kind of compadres in that situation, but he's now dropped and he's playing deeper in a deeper role. Would you be excited about seeing him in that position for England? And how would that work with your pace running off him?
Yeah, I think he's naturally been doing that for definitely the past 2 years since I've been playing with him. He's unbelievable, and I think his vision and his passing range is frightening. He's been on fire this year. He's someone that I try and pick his brains. I probably do his head in half the time, to be honest, but I try and just pick anything I can from him because he's a genius. He's playing at the very, very highest level a footballer can play. So I just try and annoy him and ask him as many questions as I can.
And Henry's already asked a question a little bit about this. The 2 goals at the weekend, fantastic. Kind of like it's got that dealt with.
Yeah.
But you've not had the luck, I don't think, with England thus far. You've hit some fantastic strikes. They've not quite gone in. You've got the 1 goal.
Yeah.
How important is it to you to be in the coming matches, getting closer and closer, and hopefully hitting a few in?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, that's probably on my shoulders. I need to be more of a difference maker. Really go and get the ball and take the initiative rather than waiting for it to come to me. I felt like I did that in the Serbia game, and I got a lot more chances, a lot more opportunities, and so yeah, I don't feel like that's a lack of opportunity. I feel like that's on me to take more of the initiative, go and create, go and be free and try and excite people, because that's what my game is. The manager would never tell me not to do that, so that's definitely on me, and I'm definitely doing that more this year, and I think I'm playing my best football I've ever played right now.
Anthony, following on from what James was saying there, a big show of faith from the manager to bring the same squad back that performed so well last time. And I think you're right to mention that, Phil Foden and Jack Grealish, they've been a little bit in and out, but one who's been really constantly picked if he's fit is Jude Bellingham. Feels like he's a special footballer. Is it weird not to have him here with his presence?
I think you definitely notice when he's not here because he's such a big presence, such a big player. But I think he's been injured. He's had a tough couple of months. And it's probably done him some good, to be honest. He's played so much football for his age. It's mad. He's younger than me. It's crazy. He's played so much football, and he got surgery on his shoulder. So it just gives him time to build the rhythm up and start playing again. And I think we all know if he's playing week in, week out for Real Madrid, he's going to be in the England team.
And last one. I mean, you're now playing for club and country with somebody up top. who feels a bit similar in the way they play, I think.
Yeah.
You know, Nick Voltemada is a 9 but can play 10.
Yeah.
Harry Kane, often we talk about him dropping deep and the value that gives England. How would you compare them, and how does that change your role when you're trying to deliver for those two?
I think they do play a very similar style of football in terms of they want to almost be the quarterback. They want to come in and create. They don't just want to finish the chances like a typical striker would do. The amount of assists Harry's got in the past couple of years and over his career is outstanding. So for me personally, I think it helps me because my style sort of suits playing with that style of striker because I can run off them. If defenders want to go and engage with them, I can run off the back. So I think it's really positive for me, and I really enjoy it.
What did you make of Voltemada's penalty, by the way?
Yeah, it was tough. I was
We're
a bit
all talking about it.
Yeah, I was a bit gutted to come off the pitch because then I couldn't take it. So no, he done extremely well. He did. It was a big moment for him, and he's in great form. So long may it continue.
Top man, thank you.